No press release. No Western applause. Just silence, and then 900 bulldozers rolled out across Burkina Faso. A country with a $20 billion economy just launched a $200 billion infrastructure war. No loans. No IMF. No apologies. And now, the world is panicking. There were no grand speeches. No foreign dignitaries. No deals signed under gold ceilings. Just engines roaring at sunrise. And 900 bulldozers crawling across red earth like armored ants, tearing through soil, stone, and doubt. Burkina Faso had made its move. $200 billion. That's the number. For a road project so massive, it doesn't just connect cities, it rewires a continent. And here's the catch. Burkina Faso's entire economy? Not even 1/10 of that. Their GDP is $20 billion, give or take. So the world asked the obvious question, how do you launch a project 10 times bigger than your wallet? And the answer? You stop asking for permission. Because this isn't just a road. It's a declaration of war, not with guns, but with concrete. For decades, roads in Africa meant one thing. Foreign contractors, foreign debt, foreign control. An IMF logo stamped somewhere in fine print. And a future mortgaged in exchange for 4-lane highways that never reached the villages that needed them most. But this time? No IMF. No EU development loans. No China-backed credit lines. Burkina Faso isn't building someone else's dream. It's building its own. And the first phase? It's not symbolic. It's tactical. Thousands of kilometers of industrial-grade highway, built inland, not just along capital cities or export routes. Because this isn't about trade. It's about sovereignty. And behind every machine digging into the land is a statement whispered to the global order. We're done waiting. At first, the West laughed. Burkina Faso? Launching a $200 billion mega-project with no external funding? Impossible. But when the first 300 kilometers were completed, on time, under budget, and without a single foreign logo in sight, the laughter stopped. Because this wasn't aid. It wasn't charity. It was proof. And proof is dangerous in a world built on doubt. The IMF's internal reports started circulating. Unregistered regional fund flows. In-kind barter-backed infrastructure schemes. Unknown local financing entities operating outside global frameworks. In plain English? We don't know how they're doing this, and that terrifies us. Meanwhile, China blinked. For over a decade, they'd been Africa's biggest lender. Roads, ports, rail, all debt wrapped in silence. But now, a country had just pulled off a multi-billion-dollar transport grid without them. No ribbon cuttings. No photo ops. Just a network, owned, controlled, and built by the people walking on it. Even Washington took notice. One internal briefing from a U.S. African Affairs advisor leaked the following note. If this model spreads, traditional leverage collapses. Translation? Burkina Faso just broke the formula. Because for years, infrastructure has been the leash, the silent way to keep nations begging. Control. But what happens when a nation skips the loan, builds anyway, and refuses to bow? You don't just lose access. You lose influence. You lose narrative. Burkina Faso didn't just pour concrete. It poured doubt into the foundations of global dependency. And that doubt is spreading. So where is the money coming from? That's the question every analyst in Brussels, Beijing, and Washington is asking. Because no international bank has it on record. No debt has been filed. No press release explains it. But underground reports, from regional intelligence units and even whistleblowers inside the AU, point to something far more dangerous than money. A barter economy. Local farmers donating grain. Engineers volunteering time. Miners offering lithium in exchange for infrastructure. Villagers providing labor, not for pay, but for ownership. It's not capitalism. It's not communism. It's collective defiance. And at the center of it all, Ibrahim Traoré. He's not pitching plans in Davos. He's not shaking hands at the UN. He's meeting welders in tin roof factories. He's walking sites barefoot to feel the ground. He's turning contractors into cooperatives and blueprints into movements. But here's the twist. The roads aren't being built toward the coast. They're not designed for exports or external trade. They're being built inward, stitching together regions that were cut off by colonial-era layouts. From the mines to the farms. From the villages to the water. From the forgotten to the future. This isn't just infrastructure. It's an immune system designed to make foreign chokeholds irrelevant. So when grain stops arriving from abroad, Burkina Faso will move its own. When sanctions block fuel routes, solar microgrids along these roads will light towns anyway. And when investors try to crash the currency, they'll find people bartering bread for bricks and still building. Because what's happening isn't a project, it's a parallel economy. A rebellion paved in asphalt. The response came quickly. Not in the form of bombs, but in boardrooms, embassies, and whispered calls to restore stability. The World Bank offered emergency oversight assistance. The IMF issued subtle threats wrapped in monetary health evaluations. Certain Western media outlets called it reckless nationalism, a populist gamble that could destabilize the region. But Traoré didn't blink, because he knew what they really meant. You didn't ask us. You didn't borrow from us. You didn't need us. And that's the greatest sin in the empire of control. They tried economic pressure. They tried diplomatic isolation. They even tried rumors of a coup, planting seeds of doubt in his own ranks. But every move made the project stronger. Because when people build their own roads, they don't wait for approval to defend them. Mechanics became scouts. Farmers became informants. Drivers began delivering not just goods, but coded messages between provinces. The road project had mutated. It wasn't about transportation anymore. It was about coordination, survival, sovereignty. And at the center of it all stood Traoré. Not on a stage, not in a palace, but in the dust, beside a bulldozer with a rusted shovel in his hand, guiding the next section of road. No suit, no bodyguards, just him. Because this revolution isn't being televised. It's being built, one stone at a time, by people who've run out of patience, but never ran out of will. And when the world looks back and asks, how did they do it? The answer will be simple. They stopped asking for permission.